Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks Plays Transport Fever. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to make another episode of this one, but actually I had to redo everything that I did from scratch because I had to reinstall Steam Client completely, which completely obliterated my saves. And yes, I do realize I say completely a lot. But anyway, I'm back now, and as you can see, I have managed to mostly recreate the world more or less exactly as we had it before I lost the save. A few minor tweaks. Since I played from the beginning, I couldn't do exactly same things at the exact same time, because I simply put that would be too tedious. So I actually was watching what I was doing in the previous episodes, and I was doing roughly the same but with some minor tweaks, which actually put us in a slightly better position because I was able to do some stuff earlier on, which accumulated a little bit more cash for us, but we are roughly on the same starting positions. It's just that I have more upgraded trains now. That's the only difference, because I chose to invest a little bit money into upgrading the trains because the other ones were too slow. But anyway, in the previous episode, which was only like 2 weeks ago for you, but much longer for me, we have just connected Atlanta, but we have never put the train to Atlanta. And I'm just following on this merry train going to Washington DC so that you guys see the similarities and the differences between the saves. Like I said, this is a completely new save from the get-go, and the last save I believe ended up around 1886. We are now at 1880 with the similar results because I was able to do some things earlier. And here we have our trusty general pulling the traffic, or pulling our passengers merrily onwards to Washington DC. There we go, this is Washington DC, and as you can see, like in previous episode, I have put a 4-tracker on this side rather than in the middle of the town, which initially did create a little bit of a slowdown, put a lot more pressure in terms of my, delivery system, but I think we're there now. And if you see, we continue onwards. We have the track station here at Atlanta, and since I was in a little bit better position, I was able to put the 5-tracker station, one for the end, and the rest would be branching off, one going line to Miami and another one going towards Texas. So, without further ado, I think I've also put the Atlanta commuter line, which was stagecoaches now. So that was something that will be happening for sure, and I'm starting to look into connecting Atlanta, as we started in the previous episode. While we were doing so, I also have a couple other cart lines, but I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, that I've set up. 2 more goods lines, and those have actually netted me a fairly decent amount of cash. So I'm just putting here double slip switches because I'm hoping that I will be able to chunk in here a rail depot. By the way, I have 3 trains going all the way from Boston to the Washington DC, but this train going to Atlanta is a separate one, so it's basically back-to-back people changing at Washington DC. Why, you may ask? Because I don't have enough trains to run them fully on both tracks, while the track is a little bit longish here, and that prolongs my delivery time for these trains. So I only choose to take the other one while it's going. So when I grow this train up, and when we get out of, depth, then I will consider of putting it fully. Hold on. Construction not possible. Let's put in the real track. There we go. This should do nicely. Perfect. I just have to ensure that here I have a double slip switch. Perfect. And then that will allow the trains to go in both directions. Perfect. So yes, like I said, all the trains going to Washington DC, and there will be one back-to-back train going to Atlanta. I figured I might as well do another line, which will be Washington DC, Atlanta. And when the traffic picks up, I will for sure, put all the trains on the same line, because I think it's simply more efficient, and yes, more passengers would be interested for this. Okay, this is the line here. Okay, I have no idea why it's going to that station of Washington DC, but I don't care at this moment. We'll also put the general. I know that we have the 280, the consolidation, but this one is cheaper. We are running on medium difficulty, so we have to be a little bit aware of the costs. And maybe when we get we'll get an express train or something that will be going later on. Washington DC, Atlanta. Perfect. And there goes our general. Just two carts for the time being, 2 coaches, because I'm thinking we have to still make it popular. We have to get some passengers. So when we get some passengers, then I'll probably shove it back to the depot and add 2 more. Yeah, and then it would be going here to Atlanta. So, might as well take a stagecoach, and let's see how the Atlanta looks now. I haven't been doing many ride-alongs, so might as well do a ride-along here at Atlanta. Beautiful stagecoach, I really love this landscape. Now speaking of it, I have played a little bit of Machinki as well. I like Machinki, but it's a little bit too much like cartoonish game to me. Not cartoonish, but I would say it looks more like a miniature train set, while this one, in terms of scale, looks like the real deal, like the real world. So, but probably when I get bored of this, I'll probably play Machinki a little bit more. Let me know which one you prefer. So far, Transport Fever is the one that I prefer, but I would like to hear your opinions as well. Let me know what you think. Okay, train station, and we are stopping here. It would be wonderful if we could get a train now, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Turkeys, the signature, the works, the stuff. I've also built this wonderful overpass here in the hope that the city will expand beyond the confines of the train station. Look at that, this is a busy city. I don't know about you guys, but I was really missing playing this game. It's so beautiful and so peaceful, and I don't know, I just enjoy it. It's like meditation for me. I'm running it slightly accelerated, but I think I have put on myself, I know that I was wanting to having the golden age of Steam lasting a bit longer, so I will re-enable the double time, slower time acceleration mod when we hit 0. So when we get out of that. And this is one of the 2 lines that I have, or 3 lines that I have instilled while I was re-recording this again, and this is, I think, Minneapolis food line. So it takes basically the food or the livestock and the cow from this farm, and it takes it to a food processing plant. By the way, guys, if you haven't tried this map, the Real USA, it's really great. For the USA playthroughs, it offers a variety of landscapes which I really appreciate. For example, a little bit more rivery around New York and Hudson, and a little bit more, hilly around this Minneapolis. I'm not that good at geography, so to know if this is correct, but I really love the landscape. Together with this wonderful music. At some point, as much as I like to comment stuff while I'm playing it or working, at some point you just want to shut up and enjoy the music and the scenery, which is what I just did. There we go. We are coming up on this depot, or actually food processing plant, and I will be now taking another. So this is the end of this food delivery or food bulk chain. But I'm waiting for another stagecoach, and there it comes, to show you the rest of the supply chain for food. So let's switch to that vehicle. This one has delivered raw materials while the processing plant processes them, and then we take food here. So let's deliver food to Minneapolis. And by the way, I have installed one more mod, and that's the equivalent, like food or cargo drop-off point. It's equivalent to a bus stop, but for cargo. The reason why I want to have those separated, I know that you can drop off at the bus stations. I don't find it that compelling having lots of people waiting and all of a sudden a truck comes and dumps all of its cargo. It's not really selling it for me, so I like to have those distinct. Slowly but surely repaying the debt. Who knows, we might be even debt-free by the end of this episode. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Oh, look at that scenery. There we go. Now comes the tough part. By the way, devs, if you're watching this stuff which is hanging up in the air, it could use a little bit of love. I mean, the houses themselves look okay, even on slopes, but I think this thing's hanging up in the air could use a little bit. I know it's models, but I don't know. Okay, we are coming up to the intersection. I think we'll go left here. Yes, that is correct. And here we have a drop-off point right in front of the BlackRock goods. Isn't that wonderful? Perfect, so that's the Minneapolis line. As you can see, this is how it looks from above. I think I'm gonna buy 2 more because I have some food waiting on the storage. Yes. So, Minneapolis food delivery, yes. Because I noticed the food is accumulating at the storage facility, which is not a good thing. Okay, so that is the Minneapolis food line. That's line number 1. In addition to that one, which was netting me some amount of cash, I have built another one at Boston. And I'm gonna show you that one. Boston construction delivery. So that's the line here. And it's delivering the construction materials, but I'm getting ahead of myself. First, we have Lower Boston, which is a quarry. That delivers the materials. That's the rock bulk. It delivers the rocks all the way until the construction plant, which then delivers construction materials to Maple Street. So let's follow one of these wonderful vehicles. Might as well replace this one. It's really being an old cart. There we go, American horse cart. Okay, so let's see which vehicle shall we follow here. Oh, this one is already going back. No. Yeah, this one. There we go. A little bit through the forests. This birds chirping is really an extra touch. There we go. Delivering stone. And we also wait because we're gonna get bricks. See? There we go. Hi-ho, silver. Away. Oh, again some cash to spend. Isn't that wonderful? Look at that vista. Beautiful. There we go. That is the quarry, whatever. But now let's take a look at this food or brick delivery. We'll follow this one, for example. It's a very short route. There we go to this warehouse. Oh, and there's another guy delivering another set of bricks. Well, isn't that wonderful? There we go. So as you can see, the supply chain works and it's delivering to a drop-off point which is here nearby. But I'm actually thinking that maybe I should put in here the harbor and have a ship taking those over. So it does deliver here, but it would also then deliver to a ship, which would then in turn, be doing more. Okay guys, so this is basically a quick recap of what we did. We just connected Atlanta as well, and I think that's enough for this episode. Like if you like, and I will be hopefully continuing in the next one. So thank you very much for watching. like if you like, subscribe, join our Discord, and also, support me on Patreon if you feel inclined to do so. Perfect, and we get out of that. So that means for the next game I'll be running with a mod, long 2x2x slowing down. Thanks and bye.